This CS6475 midterm project, the topic is seam carving. Images cannot be deformed to fit different layouts automatically. You might have seen this on websites where once you scale the window, the images scale automatically. So the image scaling is not sufficient and cannot be applied uniformly. Cropping can only be applied to the periphery of the images. So to effectively resize, one should look at the content of the image. Seam carving was originally proposed by Shai Vidian and Ariel Changa. The idea is to find a seam of connected path of low energy pixels, and then you would remove it by removing more low level pixels than the higher level pixels. And if you want to enlarge, the seam inserted should ensure that the balance between the original content and the inserted seam is there. So this is a typical workflow. We're given an image, you will find the energy function and then find the optimal seam to either add or remove. So the energy function is nothing but the sum of the gradients in each channel, and the vertical seam is defined by this mathematical formula. So the given the energy function, the cost of the seam can be represented by this mathematical formula. The idea is to find the optimal seam that minimizes the seam cost, and this can be identified using dynamic programming. The algorithm goes this way. So, so one would traverse the image from the second row to the last row, and then you would compute the cumulative minimum energy, or the M, for all the possible seams of a given pixel. So for the given pixel, the energy of the pixel, you would add that to the minimum of the M values. Uh, on the previous row, you would find the top left, the top right, and the immediate top value of the pixel. You would take the minimum of those values and then add that to the energy. This you would repeat this process for all the pixels, starting from the second row to the last row. And then the minimum value in the last row of M would indicate the connected vertical seam. And using that minimum value, you would backtrack to the top to find the optimal seam. This seam can be used for either a removal, and the removal, after removing the seam index, can be stored, and that can be used for addition of the seams as well for enlarge. Thank you for listening.